Time to hop in that time machine, y'all. It's time to hop in that time machine. Let's look at all the receivers Carson Wentz had to deal with for these last 4 years, man. Stay tuned. You're that, man. You know who it is. You know what it is. Your boy Fully Fresh, a.k.a. the General here reporting for duty. If you haven't done it already, please make sure you hit that sub button. I appreciate it a lot. Make sure you hit that like button and the bell next to the sub button so you know when I put a new video up. On the road to 1K. Need y'all help, man. I'm almost there. Almost there. It's going to get real for the YouTube world when I get that 1K, man. Be able to go live with y'all. Got a lot of things that I want to do. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk to y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all because we've been on this Carson Wentz kind of thing, disrespect and all that. And I'm going to show you why more so he should be top 5 and going to be top 3 next year. Because I gave y'all highlights of his weapons that he has. And going into it, and this is a bunch of rookies. This is the most talented wide receiver group that he has since he been in the NFL. His 5th year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove it. I'm going to go through his last 4 years and the receivers that he had, and I'm going to show you what's going on. Let's check it. 2016, rookie year, man. So when you're a rookie, man, second overall pick coming to the game, you get thrown into the fire. Because remember, we had Sammy Sleeves, but traded him to, was it Minnesota? Traded him, and they said Carson was that guy because obviously in the preseason and in training camp, they seen something in this kid to give him the keys from the rip. Doug seen something, and they traded away Nicky Sleeves. I'm so glad they did that. Not Nicky Sleeves, Sammy Sleeves. So let me read off of these wide receivers that he had in 2016. Brace yourself. You might have to get an encyclopedia or something just to remember these names, or to have to look up these names. You might have to Google these names after I give them to you. Paul Turner. Remember him? 9 receptions, 126 yards all year. Green Beckham. Remember him? 36 receptions, 392 yards. Jordan Matthews. We all know him. No star or nothing. No Pro Bowls. 73. He had 100 and he had 100. He had 804 yards. Reception yards. Okay. Mr. AAA himself, Alligator Arms Aguilar. He had 36 catches, 365 yards. Right? That was basically all his wide receivers. Now, do we got a Pro Bowler in there? Do we got an all Pro in there? Do we even got 1,000-yard reception wide receiver in there? No, we don't. So now let's go to 2017. His best year by stats that people want to say, right? What 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Had a heck of a year. Okay. This is who he was throwing the ball to. Torrey Smith. I like Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith dropped a lot of balls. Pause. But I still liked the kid. 36 receptions, 430 yards. Mr. Triple A himself again. Nelson Aguilar. Alligator Arms. 62 receptions, 768 yards. This was his best year. Still not 1,000 yards. This was his best year. A first-round draft pick. Number 13 overall. And this was his best year, 2017. Only 768 yards. Then we got Alshon Jeffrey, 56 receptions, 789 yards. I mean, we did our thing because the ball got spread around. Of course, we got Zach Ertz. I understand that. But I'm just talking about the receiver position. Any 1,000 yards, even 800 yards. No, not at all. All right, so let's go down. Matt Hollins, remember him? 16 receptions, 226 yards. Really? Marcus Johnson. You remember him? Five receptions, 45 yards. Sheldon Gibson. Remember him? Listen, I'll give you time to go ahead and Google it. Don't worry, I'll wait. 2 receptions, 11 yards. Come on, and this is supposed to be our best year at the wide receiver position. No 1,000 yards, not even 800 yards. No Pro Bowlers, no All Pros. Let's keep it going. 2018. People want to say this was his worst year, even though I feel as though his rookie year was his worst year. I don't feel as though 2018 was his worst year, coming off an ACL, broken back, and still doing what he did. I understand he didn't play good in a lot of games, but let's see who he was throwing the ball to. So in 2018, he had Alshon. Alshon had 65 receptions, 846 yards. This is the year he was complaining. This is the year he was running to Justina Anderson. This is the year that he was putting his hands up. Him and Alligator Arms Aguilar was putting their hands up when the ball was overthrown at them, but yet dropping passes. Yes, this is that year. So we got Jordan Matthews back again. Remember, he came back. 20 receptions, 300 yards. Joshua Perkins. 5 receptions. He really like a tight end, but they put him at the wide receiver position because the wide receivers, especially last year, the wide receivers kept getting hurt. So you got that. So Joshua Perkins had 5 receptions, 67 yards. Sheldon Gibson again. You want to know what he had? A whopping 1 reception, 48 yards. Richard Rodgers, he's the tight end. I'm not even going to get into him. DeAndre Carter. Remember him? I almost forgot about him. 2 receptions, 21 yards. It's a guy in here. Oh, yeah. Golden Tate. Golden Tate had 30 receptions, 278 yards. But the coach, Mike Groh, admitted that they didn't even know how to use him. How don't you know how to use an all-pro? I don't think he ever been all-pro, but a Pro Bowler wide receiver in the slot. You sit Nelson Aguilar down, Alligator Arms. You sit him down, and you let Tate take that spot. What do you mean? He's the better player. So we didn't get to see the best out of Golden Tate. Even though he is a Pro Bowler, he wasn't a Pro Bowler for us. So once again, not 1,000 yards, not even 800 yards, no All-Pros, no Pro Bowls. Let's go to last year. Y'all ready for this? Robert Davis. Remember Robert Davis? Okay. 1 reception, 6 yards. Deontay Burton, 2 receptions, 48 yards. And we remember him because he made the 2 catches that he made was big. So we remember him. Jordan Matthews, again. 4 receptions, 33 yards. Joshua Perkins, again, they put him at wide receiver. 9 receptions, 86 yards. Deshaun Jackson only played a game and a half, really. 9 receptions, 158 yards. Matt Hollins, don't even get me started. 10 receptions, 125 yards. People want to grind up the next guy I'm about to talk about, only having 10, but this guy, Matt Hollins, is a veteran, only had 10 receptions also. So we want to grind up a rookie. Matt Hollins needed to be grinded up more, right? So the next guy, you guessed it, J.J. Arthur-Whiteside. 10 receptions, 169 yards. Alshon Jeffrey, 43 receptions, 590 yards. Greg Ward, 28 receptions, 256 yards. Right? Don't worry, I'm not getting to a player or a wide receiver that had 1,000 yards. I'm not getting to a wide receiver that had 500 yards. I'm not getting to no All-Pro, and I'm not getting to no Pro Bowl receiver. These are just facts that I'm giving you, man. These are facts that I'm getting you. And yet still, Carson Wentz still puts up 3,000 yards every single season. His first year, 2016, he put up 3,782 yards. Right? Of course, he had 16 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. This 2017, he put up 3,211 games, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions in 11 games. 2018, he put up only 3,000. I think he only played, 9 games. I think he only played 9 to 10 games. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have been before. It usually doesn't happen, but I've been before. So he still had 3,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Last year, 4,039 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. With the receiving core that I just splattered for you. With them receiving cores, no Pro Bowlers, no 1,000-yard receivers, none of that. And you want to put him below dudes like Matt Ryan? Matt Ryan got Julio. You want to put him below dudes like Dak Prescott? Dak Prescott had 2,000-yard receivers last year. And where did that get him? Eating popcorn, watching us in the playoffs. That's where it got him. And what's more important to me than 1,000-yard receivers is having camaraderie with your receivers. You see these guys that I just named, every year it was different people. Every single year. The most consistent people was AAA, Aguilar, and Matthews. But they're not star players. You know what I'm saying? So people want to talk about Carson Wentz's inaccuracy. It's hard to be accurate when every single week you're throwing to a different receiver. You don't know how he gets out of breaks. Well, you do know, but it's hard to figure it on a fly. You have to adjust the way you throw the ball. If you ever been a quarterback, anybody watching this, because people comment and don't know what they talking about when they comment about Carson Wentz. If you ever played the quarterback position, I did for one season. If you ever did, you understand everybody doesn't catch the ball the same. You can't throw the ball, especially at this high level in the NFL. You can't throw the ball the same to everybody. You know what I mean? It's just impossible. So he has to learn somebody new every single week, every year. And that's why you got to get this guy credit. Dudes like Matt Ryan had Julio Jones for 6-7 years. Dudes like even Dak had Amari Cooper for the last 3 years. Drew Brees, Michael Thomas for the last 7 years. Like, come on, man. The list goes on and on and on. These dudes had Pro Bowl players. Why do you think it was so hard for Tom Brady last year? Because not only did he not have Grunt and did he not have a stud, I mean he did in and out, but the wide receivers was in and out. I mean Antonio Brown, Josh Gordon, they was in and out. So it's hard to get camaraderie and knowing where a player's supposed to be and a player and the wide receiver knowing where you want them to be when they're in and out, when they're hurt, when every week is somebody different off the practice squad. Now you got to teach them everything all over again. So of course there's going to be some inaccuracy. Of course there's going to be some drops. Of course balls are going to get thrown over their head because they're running the wrong routes. And y'all make it all look like it's Carson Wentz's fault when it's not. Check the tape and check yourself. Y'all know what it is, man. Stay Philly, stay fresh.